All right. Hi, guys. This is Questionable Lock. I'm Carson Marsh,
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
and Taylor cannot be with us tonight. She is recovering from some type of illness. She probably won too much money this weekend, and she got a little sick from that. But we got some great games for you guys tomorrow, all Friday NBA games. Seb, give me your thoughts on this. Is definitely one we've been circling on the calendar for a while. Cleveland versus New York, a matchup that coming into the season probably seemed like a terrible matchup, but New York is -2 over the Cavs in this matchup. It's kind of like almost an even money line. New
Mhm.
York slightly favored. What do you think with this?
Well, both teams, like you said, you wouldn't have expected it at the start of the season. Both teams playing pretty well right now. The Knicks are one of the best defensive teams in the league. And, I'm sure a lot of people saw what the Cavs did to the Nets 2 times last week. Colin Sexton
Mm.
dropping a combined like 67 or something like that, giving the Nets buckets left and right. I bet on the Knicks in a game last week. They let me down in the fourth. They're like I said, their defense is really good, but they struggle to score at times. Guys like, RJ Barrett, he's pretty inconsistent, but Julius Randle's been killing it, almost
Killing
averaging
it.
triple double, I believe. So I think I'm gonna lean with the Cavs on this one. Their size, obviously, they had all those bigs already. Larry Nance, they add Jarrett Allen, who's very good, and Colin Sexton's playing well right now. Darius Garland's playing well, so I think they get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Knicks with in this one. Play devil's advocate. Hit Knicks ulterior line -3.5. I think last week against the Warriors ended up blowing them out. RJ Barrett had something like 25 points. Like you said, Julius Randle playing really well. I like the way they match up against this Cavs team, especially defensively. Kevin Knox has been an absolute board man this season, and I just think that for the Knicks, they're kind of just turning it around. They got Fibs
Yeah,
in the office. So I think there's it's like some positive change
there's
for
a little
once in
hope
New
right
York.
now. There's hope right
Exactly. There
now.
is hope for the first time in a while. How that can happen to a James Dolan team, I have no idea.
It's like
But
you forget he's there because he hasn't been in the news recently,
yeah,
you know?
100%. And it's good to see a guy like Julius Randle finally get the kind of fulfilling the hype that he came into the league with that he definitely didn't have for a
Yeah.
while. Kind of bounced around, I think, 3 or so teams right now, but he's actually finding his foot finally in New York. So we love to see that. But moving on to some other games, we have Denver, San Antonio. Denver is -3.5. I don't know if you want to talk about a little bit about how Jokic is kind of the best center in the league right now, in my opinion. Also, I would say he's definitely no, maybe Embiid. All
Joel's
right, but
cooking. Joel's
Joel is
cooking.
cooking. Joel is cooking. But Jokic is, I don't know, kind of plays a little bit of a different center position in my mind than Embiid does. But they have been playing lights out. How do you think this matchup goes? They're only -3.5 against the Spurs. Uh, what do you expect in this matchup?
Well, I talked about the Spurs a little bit. I got to watch some of their game against the Celtics. I think it was last night. Might have been 2 nights ago. They got the win. They're still obviously a super well coached team. They execute well. I think the Nuggets match up well with them, and it's a team. The Nuggets are not going to take the Spurs lightly. I think Jokic, like everyone else
100%.
in the league, presents the matchup problems. But if DeJounte Murray can get into guys and have a good game, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay, I think he's back from injury. So we'll see if those guys can get going. I think that Jamal Murray obviously hasn't been playing as well as the Nuggets would have liked to start the season, but they have other guys. Michael Porter Jr. coming off a 30-point game the other night. So I think that the safe bet in this one is probably the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
gonna have to
Nuggets
agree
money
with
line.
you.
It's a little
I'm
tough
gonna
to say with the spread in the NBA, so Nuggets money line.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say that Denver and the spread could definitely be a great play right here. This I feel like is a good segue into the next bet. We don't necessarily have the line for it because it's not out yet. But
Mhm.
this Sunday, I believe at 12:30 p.m., the Jazz are playing the Nuggets, which is two of the
Game.
best teams in the West. I think
Mhm.
the Jazz have won 10 straight. They're 14-4 right now. How do you think they match up with the Nuggets team? Because obviously this is a matchup that
Playoffs.
we exactly. So I mean, with how young the Jazz are, and honestly with how young the Nuggets are, these two teams look poised to kind of run the West for the next couple of years. What do you think happens in this matchup, and who do you think ultimately gets the dub this weekend?
Well, I am absolutely a certified Jazz hater. I do not like them. I think Rudy Gobert is a bit overpaid.
Super spreader.
Super Shredder, also the original Super Shredder, bro, shut down the whole league, shut down the
Mm.
world pretty much. but they're playing really, really good basketball right now. They've always been a really good defensive team. Quinn Snyder does a really good job with them. But like we talked about, that playoff matchup, they blew the 3-1 lead to the Nuggets, and that kind of started that momentum builder, that run for the Nuggets. So I do think the Jazz are going to come away with this one. I think it's in Utah. Or actually, you know what? I don't think they play home games on Sundays because they wouldn't get any fans. So maybe they would now with no fans. But they historically don't play home games on Sundays. But, you know, with the no fans, I don't think it'll make much of a difference.
Yeah.
But like you said, two really good teams. Jokic has been killing. I don't think Rudy Gobert can stop Jokic, but I do think that the Jazz will scheme well enough to get the dub in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. I mean, Denver does match up, I think, very well with Utah and what Utah is able to do. But, you know, I actually might lean Denver with the points. I assume the Nuggets are going to be favored, probably by
Saturday also. If it's second night of a back-to-back kind of deal.
100%. Donovan Mitchell and those boys, Mike Conley, kind of off to a slow start in Utah, but they can definitely be really good at their best.
Clarkson, sixth man of the year candidate right now. He's killing. They do it all. They defend, they score, and that's why they're 14-4.
Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder, I feel like does not get the credit he deserves. He's a Popovich guy. He's probably been there for 10 years? I mean,
maybe not that many.
Close though. I think almost a decade he's been there.
Did he take over right away after Jerry Sloan? I'm not sure, but
I think he may have. But anyways, the point of just being
he's been
just entrenching a culture and stuff in Utah has seemingly really worked out. I mean, it hasn't really translated to much playoff success, but given the situation last year, if they would have won that first series, who knows if they would have beaten the Clippers. But hypothetically, they definitely could have. So, I mean, I think this year that they could definitely go far in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, they're looking good. They got another year to build that chemistry and build that team up. So they're a little worrisome right now for sure. But
question for you: if this matchup was in the playoffs, who do you think would win in the best of 7 series?
I think in the playoffs like this, it comes down to who has the best player on the court. When two teams are evenly matched like that, Nuggets have the best player on the court. Unless, Donovan Mitchell could be killing, but we've seen Rudy Gobert's impact in the playoffs every year go down. And what he's able to do, teams play him off the floor. Jokic is a big guy, so Rudy Gobert has, a little more room to stay inside and bang inside instead of getting drawn out to the perimeter. But until the Jazz prove me otherwise, I think I might have to go the Nuggets. But they're looking very good this year, and if they keep it up like this, it'll be a tough team to bet against.
Yeah, I'm going to say right now, I would have to lean with Utah. I just think that after last year, they're probably hungry. They're 14-4 right now. I mean, what can they do with the rest of the 50 or so whatever games? But this is a matchup we'll probably see in the playoffs. So,
it could be that 2-3 in the second round or whatever.
Yeah,
100%. Who knows?
100%. But I think that's it for our Friday slate of games and Sunday. But I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll have more picks. Some big games to look out for. Lakers, Celtics on Saturday, always a good one. And some other NBA games this weekend. There's not too many big ones, but kind of a slow weekend, before the Super Bowl next week.
Of course. And then we got the virtual Pro Bowl on Sunday, but I don't know if there's going to be much betting on that. So we'll see about that. All right.
That's it. That's good for me.
All right. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys.